Hi everyone, my name is Martha. I'm a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist. And today I want to share with you a personal story. It's a little bit vulnerable. However, I just want to use this story as a way to explain something that I learned recently called the Ho'oponopono healing method. And I have come across this for many, many years, long time. And I was resisting it because I didn't really understand what it was about. And recently, because of this coronavirus, I'm making the most of my time and taking some training on belief clearing by Joe Vitale. And in his training, one of the belief clearing is Ho'oponopono. And he actually tracked down the very famous Hawaiian therapist who was able to use Ho'oponopono to heal the entire psychiatric ward, so much so that they had to close down the psychiatric ward. So I heard about this story before, but I'm so glad that I was able to watch the video of the training. I feel that the video of the training wasn't as um, critical as really being able to witness Dr. Land on video and getting this big sense of the love and compassion that he embodies. So I would like to explain a little bit now about Ho'oponopono based on what I understand, and you can do it too, okay? So Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian ancient practice that has been kind of like underground for a long time and then was made famous by this Hawaiian therapist. And it has 4 statements. I was given a 5th, so I'm not going to share with you the 5th because I really want to appreciate my teacher and the lineage that I've now come from. I'll share with you the 4 that are commonly shared. The first one is I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So from what I understand about these 4 statements is you just think of a person and then you can also say, no, this was not the training that I got. I think that this was why I was not really intrigued by it. Heard about it, heard people talking about it and say, hey, yeah, you should do it. But you know, it's not what you do, it's also the way you do it. So it was emphasized to me again and again and again in the training on belief clearing that you are not doing the belief clearing for the person that you think you are doing the clearing for. You are actually doing the clearing for you. You cannot control what happens to other people. You can control what happens to you. So Dr. Lin, L-E-N, he, the psychiatrist, was actually doing the healing without even seeing the patient. He was going through their records. And I'm sure as a therapist, as a human being, we come out with our biasness and our judgments. So he was actually clearing that was coming up from him. When you have love and compassion for someone and you see them at the highest light, will they not heal? Maybe you don't believe it, but I definitely do believe it. I definitely do this to some extent already for the last 11 years. And I was doing this because I believe in the power of prayer and the power of intent and the power of sending love and light. So what I usually do before I see a client is I already start to kind of like tap into, I don't really sense anything, but I just kind of imagine and tap into or pretend to tap into. I imagine them coming on their way to come and see me, whether it's by bus or train, how they're feeling and how nervous they are. And I just send love and light to them. And then I consciously open up my heart and say, uh, in myself, within myself, I love you. I love you, and I've already decided to love them, and I want to help them. I love you, and so this is why they come in and they sense the infinite capacity that I have to be patient with them, to not judge them, to be present, and to hold space for them. That the time is entirely for them. So I do this not just with my clients, I also do this to workshop. So can you see we already start tuning ourselves before a session? And this is why a session is not just a session. And this is the reason why I really don't accept generally same day appointments, because I like to map out my day, and I like to prepare myself mentally and energetically and also spiritually. Like I start to send love and light to whoever that I'm supposed to support that day, and I harmonize the energies of the day. I send them love and light. I open up my heart. I put on my game face. When I put on my makeup, it's like this is work face. But I'm not really doing it for work. I'm really doing it because I can be my best self for them. Whereas when I have my off day, I don't have my makeup and I don't have to put on anything. I don't have to not pretend, but I don't have to like temper my emotions, you know, because really it's not about me, it's about them. So to some extent, I was really doing it. But what was explained to me is you don't even need to say all four statements. You don't have to remember them. You just need to just pick one and just keep saying them again and again and again. So with that understanding of healing myself and what was coming up, I started to use the statements for the next 2 nights. So what I started to do was after attending the online training, I started to immediately start to do Ho'oponopono. I started to do it. I started to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. So anything inside me that needs clearing, I just kept saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then I would have like flashbacks, memories of people that I have wronged, or people who have hurt me, or people that I feel bad about, incidences and people. And then I will go on to the next statement if I feel like I've done a few layers of clearing and I feel like what else is coming up? So the flashbacks were coming out, and I was just doing that. And so I didn't sleep well that night. I was doing it before, I was doing during sleep, and I was doing after sleep when I woke up. And the next night, I started to do more, and the third days, a miracle happened. A miracle happened. So before I went to Brisbane, this was March 11, I bought a projector, and I want to show you the projector. I want to show you the projector. Okay, wait. Oh, oh man, where's the projector? Oh no. Yes, this is the projector. This is the projector. Okay, so this is just a random one. Okay, this is just a random one from some random website. I don't know why it says this, but I bought it for $570, and the price has increased. I know it has. So what happened was I was going to Brisbane. I wanted a projector, and my friend recommended me to get this particular projector, Xiaomi and white projector. So they were not very friendly. I went down, I collected the projector because I was leaving like the next day. And it was a heavy box. I also was like not in the frame of mind because I had clients. So I was rushing there to get the projector and then rushing back to see my clients. When I got back to the office here, I opened up the box and I realized it's I started to realize, oh, it's actually very heavy. And then I started to think about it. Oh my God, it's actually quite big and it takes up a lot of space. And oh my God, it's so heavy. How am I going to put this in my luggage? There's no way I will bring this with me to Brisbane. So I asked the organizer, can you organize a projector? And then I asked the people in Byron Bay that I was presenting in, can you prepare a projector? So then it just kind of worked out. I didn't need to bring my projector anymore. So I left the projector here and I asked my assistant to help me. I have a virtual assistant. I asked her to help me to put it out online. So since then, until after I left, even after I left Singapore, every day I was getting 2 or 3, at least 2 every day, even when I was away. is it still available? How much is it? Is it negotiable? How do I collect it? When can I come down? I was getting these questions every day. It was driving me nuts. And then I got back to Singapore, and I asked my assistant to repost it because it had been some time. And then again, the questions started coming again. And when I started to do the Ho'oponopono a few nights ago, I started to do like this belief clearing and this healing. I didn't think about the projector. I wasn't doing anything around the projector, but I actually started to feel that the questions that I was getting seemed to be closer to closing the sale, because now Singapore was in lockdown and people were still asking me about the projector and still wanting to meet me to collect the projector and asking me how to test the projector and am I sure that I've never used the projector, and how do I pay you, if I can't test the projector. So the guy that I was rude to, this was like before I did the whole Ho'oponopono. This guy was like, how can I test the projector? And I was like, well, if you are not okay with just cash exchange, then it's okay, you don't have to buy it. And then he called me rude. But actually I'm really concerned about my own health. So after Ho'oponopono, the exchange seems to be better. And on the third day of Ho'oponopono, the third day that I was doing it, so now it's 2 nights of not sleeping well, doing Ho'oponopono in the night, more or less, and not doing any clearing around the projector. The third day, again, the enquiries for the projector came in. And so one person was asking all the questions, the usual questions. How do I collect? I said, for health reason, I hope you understand. I guess you just need to trust me that the condition of the projector, and like I've never used it. So then the guy wrote back to me and said, can you do me a favor? Can you give me the serial number of the projector? And I almost didn't do it because it's a hassle. The projector was here at the side, at the corner of my room, and I had all these books around it. So I had to move the books to take the projector out, and then projector was in the box. So I had to open the box and open another box and then take it out carefully because it's packed. I did it because this guy said, can you do me a favor? He was nice. And because I was doing the whole Ho'oponopono or the last 2 days, something inside me shifted. I had more capacity to be patient and love. And so when he asked me to do it and asked so nicely, I actually wanted to sell the projector to him. And because of that, I actually did that. I actually took out projector, took a photo, and then sent it to him. And he wrote back and said, oh, this is the China version. So I didn't know, right? I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, China version. I didn't know. And then I didn't hear from him. And then actually at the moment, there was already another person who was messaging me, asking about the projector, asking the same questions about the projectors. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not the version that I guess he wants. So how is it? I had it in my mind that I want to sell this projector to this guy. So I already started to do Ho'oponopono with this guy. I started to, I don't know this guy. I don't like love him. I actually started to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, you're nice to me. I want to be nice to you. You asked me for the serial number. I'll give you the serial number. I love you. So I was actually sending loving thoughts to this guy because he was just different. He just had a different energy at something, or maybe something inside me was different. So I started to do I love you, I love you, I love you to this guy. I want to sell the projector to you. And it wasn't really even about, oh, I want to sell the projector, like get the money. It wasn't about that. So another person was asking about this and I was actually not replying to him. But when he said, oh, this is China version, and I was like, is it? I didn't know. So then I replied to that guy, and then he messaged me like 1 hour later. So during that time, when I started to reply to the guy, I was a bit like, I noticed that I was having a drop in my body. Like I was like disappointed that the guy that I wanted to sell it to, apparently like this is not what he wants. So then I was walking past the projector. So of course I taken it out. I put it back in, but I wasn't going to put it back with the books. I put it out like near the door. And as I was walking past the door, going to the toilet, I said, hey, let me send some love to the projector. And so I said, I love you, I love you. And then it struck me because I had been so bothered by the fear of losing money, having this very expensive projector, more than $500, which is a lot of money for me. And I was having a lot of anger with myself for buying the wrong projector and buying something that I cannot use and something that I don't want. That I was actually sending the projector like hate messages. So I was telling the projector, I have been telling the projector, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I don't want you. But now I actually walked past towards the toilet and I was like, why am I sending loving thoughts to the guy that I want to sell it to? And then I'm like hurling abuse at the projector. So I started to tell the projector, I'm so sorry, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you're not suitable for my needs. So I started to send love to the projector. I started to say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Notice that I say Ho'oponopono has 4 statements, right? I wasn't saying all these, the whole process. I wasn't like doing it like a mantra. I was just in my head saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then when it struck me that I was actually telling the projector that I hate the projector, so that I say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, I didn't know better. But there's really nothing wrong with you, and I just want you to go somewhere that you will be loved and taken care of. So during that time, after the guy said, oh, China version question mark, because I didn't know what's the difference, right? I just like, I'm not good in like looking into all these details. So anyway, this guy surprisingly messaged me and said, yeah, he's on the way down to collect the projector. And I was so shocked. I thought like it was off already because uh you know, it didn't seem to be the version he wanted. So he came down, he collected the projector, we exchanged money. He asked me one more time, you never used it before, look me in the eye. Both of us wearing masks. And I said no. Like, you know, there's no way to prove these things. You just have to trust the person. But I really never used it. Yes, I tested it. I opened it when I got to the office one time, and then I opened it the second time for him to get the serial number. I actually never used it because I was already like hated the projector because it wasn't like suitable for me to travel with the projector. So what I'm trying to say is the share with you this miracle, because honestly speaking, you can say, oh yeah, you know, it's just whatever. But first of all, I was doing Ho'oponopono. I was becoming more patient and more loving. And then when I picked up on this, I guess because of where I was at, and then kind of like connected with this person and wanted to sell to this person, how would you explain that? As I started to do more, it started to shift. And even in the last few days, I have been doing lots of Ho'oponopono by myself, and kind of like little miracles are happening, as in I'm having more client inquiries. I'm having people approaching me to work with me, and this wasn't happening until the last 2 days. Uh, it wasn't. So when you change, things around you change. When you change, the way you interact with people change. So really, I'm just going through the different layers of what else is there inside me that is blocked, that needs clearing, that is just inside me. And so I do catch myself going into my usual thoughts, like, oh, this person. And I was like, no, Martha, don't go there. You love this person. So that I say, okay, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. So do you, and yesterday I was reading another book um, about love. Love is a choice. When you, do you want to edify someone? Do you want to add to them? Do you want to have the vision of them as a higher being? Like in their best self? Do you want to support other people to evolve by you clearing yourself? Joe Vitale says at 0, which means you're not thinking and you're just like neutral? Or do you want to be putting out judgments to people because they can sense it? They can sense that you don't like them. So why not, as the session is going on, because I do it before my clients arrive. I don't do it during my client session because I'm busy listening to them, right? I'm being completely present. But what this Hawaiian therapist was doing was he was actually doing the sending as he was having the sessions. I'm not talking about the psychiatric ward. I'm talking about like sessions in general for him. And he also says that he sends I love you, the whole Ponopono statements. He sends it to the space as well. So he was running the training and he says, mind you, class, like we are on holy land, we are on sacred land. And he started to explain why. As I watched the different videos, and it came out by Joe Vitale that the two of them, because they were running the training together, the two of them actually went to the site a few times to ask the site for permission to run the training. And then he did clearing in the space, and he had the list of the attendees, and he was sending loving thoughts to all of them before the training. And these are things that, honestly speaking, you can see it's whatever. I don't know what's your spiritual belief, but the thing is, when you are already when you already heal yourself and you're in a good space of being loving and you get permission from the space, then things, you set things up right, and then things will flow well. So I started to send love and light to, I started to say I love you, I love you to like this office that I love so much, gives me so much joy to be here. I sent it to this whole unit because I have a co-tenant who is also a therapist, and then he's not here during this time, and then I sent it to the whole street because of this virus. The whole street is empty. And how about like acknowledging the heritage of Chinatown, Singapore, where my office is located, like just thanking the people who built up this space and the life that they must have had. So I started to send a lot of love and gratitude to not just this room, but this not just this building, but this entire street and the whole collective Chinatown and Singapore and the whole earth, because everybody needs it. So like even Singapore, we laugh about our government and we complain about our government and complain about Singapore and being Singaporean, but actually how does this serve me at all? So I started to send love to my country and all that. And can you see like all these different layers that needs healing is starting to happen? So I just wanted to share with you this practice and the miracle that has happened because of this practice and me being able to sell this projector. So I sold it for 570. I think at most I lost $3. That's it. Or I can't really remember exactly, as you can tell. But as you can see online, they are actually selling it for more. He may have sold it for a higher price. I don't know, okay? But I just like the person. So I looked this up. Okay, I don't know much about this website. I'm not endorsing this website. But yes, this one is Ho'oponopono, how to practice in 4 simple steps. And this is the Hawaiian therapist. You can go and Google about him, and he has video about it. So he has 4 statements. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. It doesn't have to be in this order, okay? And this is the interview with him. The training that I attended, of course, is not online. But I'm so grateful that I was able to clear my misconception of this practice, because I always thought it is like asking someone in the spiritual realm for forgiveness, but actually what you're doing is you're actually healing what is inside you. So this is Martha of Eros Coaching sharing with you about Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. So yes, thanks for watching this video, and I hope some of it resonates with you and is of benefit to you. That's why I share this content. And please subscribe to my mailing list. That's eroscoaching.com. Just to wrap up the whole thing, you do not have to do all 4 statements. You can just do in one of the training videos that I had, like one of the testimonial ladies. She was just doing I love you, I love you. So she said to her it's like a shortcut, rather than all four she just does one. And for me, I just find myself doing I love you, I love you a lot, because okay, I was already doing it even before watching this lady talk about how she does this I love you as a shortcut. But I was already like doing it, because I think love is a very high vibration. And depending on your intuition, you may want to use different statements at different times. So do it, just do it, heal yourself. You have probably a lot of time at home, and you can also say this to the virus. You can say this to I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And you can talk about the heal the parts of you that hates the virus, the what has happened to people around you and your community and your country. How does it serve you to be angry about anything? How about just falling into acceptance and making the best of this situation, and taking this time to turn inwards? What is important in your life? What needs decluttering? What needs clearing? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Physically, exercise more, stretch yourself, make use of free resources, declutter things that doesn't serve you, clear beliefs that don't work for you anymore, that's holding you back. Do all that for yourself. I am certainly doing this for myself, and I hope this sharing will inspire you to do the same for yourself. So yes, this is Martha. Thanks for watching this. And please remember, I also have Patreon. You can always support me by becoming a Patreon subscriber.